So this is how I made the Sith Lightsaber. It took about 17 hours of printer time. 10 of those were the hilt and the cap, and the other 7 or so were the 5 different blade section lengths. What you're seeing here is an attempt to print all the blades at once out of a different material. That took about 8 hours to print, but it didn't work very well, wasn't strong enough, so later on I printed it again out of a better material. So what you're seeing there is the printer actually laying each layer down. That material is this red PLA that I had. You can see it whirring, doing its deal. Here's the screen. It tells you what's going on. 205 degree Celsius at the extruder. It's the nozzle where the plastic comes out, and 60 on the bed. That helps it stick. We'll see you when it's done in the morning. We'll come back out and check it. Skipping ahead a little bit here, I realized that blade failed, so the next day I started printing the hilt. And what you're seeing here is me monitoring it remotely, and you can watch the little green dot, which shows where the printer is laying down little lines of plastic in each layer. The light gray is where it had previously printed on the layer underneath. It's got some other interesting things over here. Got the file name, tells you how long it's been working on it, how much time it has left. Not that that's very accurate, but then you can do things like actually look at the camera and see it moving, which is not very good, but you can also see the temperature that everything is happening at, and this temperature right here is the temperature of the filament, 200 Celsius, and just it says they're at 205 Celsius, and the bed temperature is 60 Celsius. The bed is the flat part that it lays on. You can even see the commands that are being sent right here. That's what they look like. And I've got this time lapse running in there too. It's pretty neat to watch. I like watching this part. It's kind of cool. Alright, we'll catch up to it in the morning. These time lapses are super cool. It's basically taking a picture every time one layer is created. And the way it does it and looks as cool as it does, and it's not moving around, is it actually stops, moves the print head out of the way, and gets it right to the center so that it's always in the same spot. It's pretty neat. Again, I think this was probably like at 8 hours that you're seeing here. And you probably noticed it moved there in the middle. That's because I started it after work and came out after midnight and checked on it and accidentally bumped the camera. You can see that it starts to get light. That's the sun coming up. There it is. All right, it's the next morning. Let's check this thing out. Looking pretty good down there. Looking nice. I can't wait to put this blade in this thing. So the next thing I printed was the cap, and I actually needed to make a modification in the cap so that it could breathe, because one of the things I noticed when I printed my other one was that the flexible material was so airtight that the blade wouldn't extend because air pressure. So that's what you see, those little holes there. Alright, so it's printing right now. Down there you can just barely see it. It's the red blade. Translucent PETG, which is the same thing that they make bottles out of. It's very sturdy. Boy, it looks really cool. Here's the blade section. This particular material sticks extremely good. It actually might break it if I try to rip it off. So what you do is you pull the whole print bed off, and then you give it kind of a pop in the middle, And it comes off nice and clean. Needs a little circle, and that was actually around it. It's a stabilization feature. Let's see how this fits here. Pretty cool. So I ran out in the garage back and forth about 5 more times that night and was able to print the rest of the blades so I could see it, get it ready to ship off the next day. Boy, it looks neat. You can see the little vents on the bottom. Red blade. Yeah, it's super cool to hold this thing and play with it. Oh man, it's awesome. It's pretty good for whipping through the air. Strong, bends nice. That PETG material is fantastic. It even sounds really cool when it collapses. Almost has a lightsaber sound to it. All right, here it is. Check it out. Whoa! Look at it in the sunlight. It really glows. Anyway, I'm shipping it off. Get to see it again shortly.